How can you argue that racism is not a driving factor in income inequality?
Because it has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. And when you have a culture that doesn't, and when, you know what? Explain to me. You explain to me why black kids aren't graduating high school. Explain that one to me. Explain to me why black kids are shooting each other in rates significantly higher than whites are shooting each other. Explain to me why 13% of the population is responsible for 50% of the murder. Explain to me why the number of black kids in prison, not for innocent reasons, not for walking down the street and getting pulled into a prison, is so high. Explain, if it has nothing to do with culture, explain to me why the single motherhood rate in the black community jumped from 20% to 70% in the same course of time that the civil rights movement has made such tremendous strides. Is America more racist now than it was in 1960? And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
Anybody can jump in. It's an open mic there.
Michelle, what do you people want?
What do I want?
Michelle.
When you say you people, what do you mean?
The complaining black people blaming others for the failure of their parents and their lives.
What complaint
blaming
have we made?
others for whatever it is you complain about. What is it exactly do you want from white people?
First of all, I'm just going to take a breath. And
I'm trying to find out what you want.
What's your nationality?
American.
Are you white?
I'm black American.
Oh, okay.
What do you want?
You Caucasian.
Oh, you do? And why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Because you seem to separate yourself from us, should I say?
In
Put
what
us on
way?
the other side
In what
of the
way?
fence. In the ways that you've specified thus far.
Meaning what? Tell me. Give me an example and tell me what you mean.
How you mean? What do you people want from white people? Meaning that I'm not with you.
Oh, okay. I got
just y'all by yourself, right?
Let me explain why I do that. What you don't know is that there are two realities in life. Mm-hmm. One is that of good and one is that of evil. And now that I've been able to overcome evil, I don't identify with angry, evil black people. I identify with other blacks and others who are on the side of good. And so that's why I say you people, because I have to divide myself or separate myself from evil and go along with good. So that's why I do that.
What is it that makes us evil?
I'm sorry, your anger, your blaming others for your problems, your lack of love and respect for yourself and others.
Okay.
And I'm a feminist because I believe in equality for men and for women and men and for all genders.
So women and men.
No, all genders.
No, so women and men.
There's women.
There are two genders biologically. I'm sorry.
There isn't. There's you're not now you're totally excluding transgender, non-binary, gender fluid people, and yeah, these.
I mean, you can live in your unicorn world.
I'm going to assume that you're a cisgender straight woman because you obviously
that's really true.
and that you probably haven't ever been raped. Either.
I actually identify as an
like-
attack helicopter, so it's really offensive.
You sound like you're speaking from a very privileged point of view here.
Very privileged.
Yes.
I would like you to use my pronouns if you could. They're I, me, and my.
So now you're mocking the LGBTQ community now.
I have lots of LGBTQ friends, and they don't get professionally offended at everything.
Just because you have LGBTQ friends doesn't mean that you're not homophobic or biphobic or transphobic. That's like me saying, oh, I have black friends, so I'm not racist.
My LGBTQ friends are usually male and female and not some unicorn gender that's been made up.
That's so hateful. You're just like erasing. Yeah.
Construct. Gender is a social construct, right? And I don't have boobs. That's just a social construct. Oh, and penises don't exist, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's male and there's female. There are two biological genders. Science exists. I'm sorry to tell you all that science exists, but it does. There is biology, there is science. I mean, you can live in your magical, made-up world with trigger warnings.
Friends, hear you talking right now because
I hope they just do. They'll come out of the woodworks and defend me, guaranteed. Because I've got lots of friends. That's great.
And you know what? I'm finding a lot of what you're saying extremely offensive.
That's great.
And I'm sure that I know a lot of people.
Loud. And I mean, science probably disagrees with you.
Validate those people's experiences, like transgender people. That's so important to their lives and their identity and their happiness and their well-being and their health. How can you say no? How can you deny the existence of these people's identities and their need to have that well-being?
They can do whatever they want. That doesn't mean science or myself have to agree with you believing you are a gender, you believing you're a demigirl or some non-existent gender that's been made up.
It's non-existent. It's incredibly important to them.
You know what else is important? Science, facts, and biology. Those are also very important to the advancement of the human race, to treating people's diseases, to reproduction.
We talk about separate but equal, but having even mentioned the Floyd Mayweather fight, they're walking away with hundreds of millions of dollars at stake. You being at the height of your sport, maybe make what, $1 million at most per fight. Does that anger you, and what can we do to change that?
I don't like to talk about exactly how much money I make, but I'm extremely comfortable and happy.
You are?
Yes.
Okay. So
and if I got to a point where I had almost 50 fights, I would probably be making close to the same amount of money that Floyd does.